So mu has been discovered, a new consonant's been discovered. Check and domain, if we take in the check and domain approaches, or domain approaches, we would need to update the database objects themselves to reflect our new consonant. So we would need to redefine the table, add another check constraint to the table, or add another check constraint to the database object. Now, in most cases, that's not going to have a great deal of effect, but it could do, especially for applications built on top of the database that may be expecting a certain set of values. Certainly for the, well, it could have a knock-on effect. It shouldn't do, but it might do, and it does involve actually changing the database objects. Changing database objects and updating database objects used to be a big problem in relational databases. You used to have to rebuild tables. Every time you added a new field, you had to effectively copy all the data out of your old table into a new table. That's all history now. And this used to be a real problem, updating the database objects, but is generally not so much of a problem now. But it's also something you don't want to do willy-nilly, because it might have effects that you don't know about, knock-on effects. So the third option for the lookup table, you just add a new row into your consonants table. So it has a less of effect. In fact, it doesn't affect your database design at all by adding a new consonant. This approach, you actually have to update your database objects, which may, in this case, is unlikely to have any knock-on effects, but be aware that you, by updating database objects at any point, you may end up with knock-on effects. Okay, let's have a break, and then we'll get back for normalization.